Hello, and welcome to my 2025 African American History Month Creative Sims. When selecting these figures to spotlight, I try to focus on the lesser known figures that we are impacted by their contributions daily. However, they may not be as well known. History is all around us and has an impact on our day to day life. I enjoy doing these videos because when I am looking for individuals to spotlight, I learn more about the figures that I thought I knew. So sit back and enjoy this video, and hopefully it will tell you something that you didn't know. Born in a racially segregated city in the 1950s, young Ronald's first obstacle to success was naturally the racial segregation that sought to prevent him from developing the skills he would need to become a successful adult. Even as a child, he refused to accept second best. At the young age of 9, he refused to leave the library until the librarian handed him the books he had rightfully borrowed. The librarian, who not only refused to lend him the books but even called the police on the young patron, couldn't stand in his way. Eventually, he left the library with his chosen books, and years later, the library building was named after him and is part of the Ronald McNair Memorial Park, where there are tributes to him as well as his burial site. A star athlete, honor student, skillful musician, and karate champion, he set a goal of getting his Ph.D. within 10 years of graduation from high school. After graduating from Carver High School, Lake City, South Carolina, he attended North Carolina's Agricultural and Technical State University, where he graduated magna cum laude with a B.S. degree in physics. He then enrolled in the prestigious Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and at the age of 26, he earned his Ph.D. in laser physics. In addition to his academic achievements, Dr. McNair received 3 honorary doctorate degrees, as well as numerous fellowships and commendations. Dr. McNair was presented honorary doctorates from North Carolina A&T State University, Morris College, and the University of South Carolina. In addition to his Ph.D. in physics, Ronald McNair was an attentive husband, a loving father, a 6th-degree black belt in karate, and an accomplished jazz saxophonist. Following graduation from MIT, Dr. McNair became a staff physicist with Hughes Research Laboratories in Malibu, California. His assignments included the development of lasers for isotope separation and photochemistry utilizing nonlinear interactions in low-temperature liquids and optical pumping techniques. He also conducted research on electro-optic laser modulation for satellite-to-satellite space communication, the construction of ultra-fast infrared detectors, ultraviolet atmospheric remote sensing, and the scientific foundations of the martial arts. Selected as an astronaut candidate by NASA in January 1978, he completed a 1-year training and evaluation period in August of 1979, qualifying him for assignment as a mission specialist astronaut on future space shuttle flight crews. He, along with Guyan Bluford and Frederick Gregory, were the first African Americans selected as astronauts. He first flew as a mission specialist on STS-41B, which launched from Kennedy Space Center on February 3, 1984. The flight accomplished the proper shuttle deployment of 2 Hughes communication satellites, as well as the flight testing of rendezvous sensors and computer programs. This mission marked the first flight of the Manned Maneuvering Unit and the first use of the Canadian Arm, operated by McNair, to position EVA crewmen around Challenger's payload bay. Included were the German satellite, acoustic levitation, and chemical separation experiments, the Cinema 360 motion picture filming, 5 gateway specials, and numerous mid-deck experiments, all of which Dr. McNair assumed primary responsibility. With the completion of this flight, he logged a total of 191 hours in space.
It is the worst disaster in the history of the American space program, and President Reagan has declared a week of mourning for the 7 astronauts, 5 men and 2 women, who lost their lives on their way into space this morning.
Dr. McNair died on January 28, 1986, when the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded 1 minute and 13 seconds after launch from the Kennedy Space Center. After his death, members of Congress provided funding for the Ronald E. McNair Post-Baccalaureate Achievement Program to encourage minority, low-income, and first-generation college students to expand their educational opportunities and pursue graduate studies. This program is dedicated to the high standards of achievement inspired by Dr. McNair's life. In his brief but brilliant career, he proved that neither poverty nor discrimination could defeat a determined individual. The program that carries his name speaks to equip its students as he was equipped with knowledge, faith, courage, and an unshakable will to succeed. So this is the final installment for African American History Month for 2025. I hope you have enjoyed learning about these historical figures. Guess what? The cast videos are not done. I have Women's History Month coming up next week, and it will have the same format style, spotlighting a woman who has impacted our lives. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, and I will see you next week.